You arrived. A gasp of light you did not ask for, pulled from silence into a world of sound and fury. No one asked for your consent, you were simply here. A name placed upon you, a story already started before your first cry. You opened your eyes to strangers, to a language you could not speak, to rules already written. You were a traveler without a map, a new song in an ancient orchestra. They held you, loved you, and began to build. The first bricks of who you should be, what you should want, how you should feel, your world a rush of touch and tone without context. You were pure potential, but the ink was already being mixed by other hands. Born into a narrative, handed a script before you knew words. We do not choose our entrance, we are thrust onto the stage mid-scene. The audience is waiting. We are given our first costume, our first lines. We learn to respond to a name, to smile for praise, to reach for hands that demand conformity. And so it begins, the journey away from the self you were before you were told who to be. Somewhere in that learning, the memory of the stars you came from begins to fade. They taught you fear. Fear the dark, the stranger, the fall, the failure. They built fences around your heart to keep it safe but also kept you in. Guilt became your shadow, too loud, too quiet, wanting more or less. Expectation was the air you breathed, a crown placed upon your head. Be a credit to the family. Make us proud. Don't let us down. You learned to measure your worth by their approval. Obedience was called virtue, following the path was wisdom. You were given a map drawn by others and told it was the only way home. Any deviation was met with concern, gentle pressure to return to the known road. You were praised for walking in footsteps not your own, for building a life from a blueprint you did not design. Your compliance was celebrated as maturity. You were taught to be a reflection, not a source of light. The world gave you a costume and called it your skin, a script and called it your mind. The wild, untamed wilderness within you learned to be silent, to wait for a permission that would never come. And so you were shaped, molded by well-intentioned hands. You learned the steps, memorized the lines. You became a masterful performer in the play of your own life. Each role had its costume, its voice, its set of acceptable emotions. You moved from scene to scene, earning applause, gaining acceptance. But the applause was for the character, not for you. The acceptance was for the mask, not the face beneath it. You bent your truth to fit their expectations, silenced your desires for their comfort. You became a chameleon, hoping invisibility would finally make you seen. This shape-shifting was exhausting. The self you were born to be was pushed into the shadows. It became a stranger. A whisper in quiet moments, a flicker of rebellion when you saw someone living freely. Who could you have been if you hadn't been so busy being someone else? The great forgetting happens in 1,000 tiny surrenders. You trade your own voice for a chorus of approval, your own path for a well-trodden road. One day, you wake up a stranger in your own life. The magnificent, messy truth of who you are replaced by a hollow shell of who you're supposed to be. Here is the tragedy. So many live and never meet themselves. They perform, then are gone, never saying hello to the soul that carried them. Life is a flicker, a flash of lightning in an endless night. We think we have time, so we postpone joy, delay passion, put our real selves on hold. We tell ourselves, one day, I will be me. But the clock does not wait for perfect conditions. The seasons turn, the years blur, the face in the mirror changes. The time we have is precious, more valuable than gold. To spend it living a life that is not our own is the greatest waste imaginable. The universe does not weep for a life unlived, but your soul does. It is a quiet ache, a sense of something missing, a homesickness for a place you've never been. This is the sorrow of the unmet self, the ghost that haunts the carefully constructed life, the knowledge deep down that you are a visitor in your own skin. The light of your one existence flickers, threatening to go out before you have ever truly been illuminated. Will you let it fade, or will you answer its call? We live for others, carrying dreams and expectations not our own. In doing so, we build invisible cages, bars made of fear, guilt, and the need for approval. We are both prisoner and guard, exhausting ourselves, maintaining an image while our true self starves. We inherit guilt, burdens not ours to bear, anchored to the past. We are taught to feel shame for our passions, our anger, our joy. These invisible cages are the most effective prisons because we do not see the bars. We believe we are free, but we police ourselves, clip our own wings. The tragedy, we hold the key but have been taught never to use it. The consequence of this performance is self-erasure. Your instincts overwritten, your intuition replaced, your emotions tamed. You learn to betray yourself for the comfort of others, to say yes when your soul screams no. This self-betrayal is called goodness, maturity, being a good person. When you do not know who you are, you can be told who you are by anyone. You become susceptible to manipulation, to control, to abuse. Your needs are called selfish, your boundaries aggressive, your truth an inconvenience. And so you shrink, fold yourself into smaller shapes, apologize for your existence. The soul does not die, it goes into exile, sending signals, emptiness, sadness, longing. These are not weaknesses, they are messages from home, calls from the exiled self, begging you to remember, begging you to begin the journey back to who you were before the world told you who to be. Will you answer? Let's speak plainly. You have only one life, this one. No second chances, no do-overs, no rehearsal. The curtain is up, the lights are on, and this is it. Every breath is one you won't get back. The story is being written in permanent ink, and you are the author from this moment forward. There is no pause button. The clock does not care if you are scared or waiting for permission. It ticks, and with every tick, a moment is gone forever. The relentless march of time is the most profound truth of our existence. Death is not a distant possibility, it is a certainty. Its shadow gives our life meaning, urgency, preciousness. Because our time is finite, every moment is sacred. To ignore this is to sleepwalk through the greatest gift we will ever be given. The awareness of our mortality is a call to awakening. Feel the urgency in your bones. The time for someday is a dangerous illusion. Someday is a thief that steals your life one tomorrow at a time. The only time you have is now, this moment, this breath. This is the only stage you will ever have to stand on. This is the only voice you will ever have to speak with. When the clock stops, when the curtain falls, what will you feel? In that final moment, will your heart be filled with peace or regret? The peace of knowing you were true, that you listened to your soul, used your voice, loved with an open heart. The peace of knowing you did not betray yourself, that you met the stranger within and walked with them as a friend. Will you look back and say, it was mine, all of it, the joy and the sorrow, the triumph and the struggle, it was my life and I lived it? Or will you feel regret? The words left unsaid, the chances not taken, the love not expressed, the truth not spoken, the regret of having lived a life so small, so safe, so constrained by the fears and expectations of others, the regret of realizing only at the end that you never truly showed up for your own life. This is the choice, peace or regret, authenticity or performance, freedom or the cage. Every day, with every decision, you cast a vote for one or the other. Every time you honor your truth, you choose peace. Every time you betray it, you choose regret. The end is the sum total of all your nows. So I ask you, what will it be? Even a life lived to its fullest is too short. Imagine the tragedy of wasting a single day. Do not waste another precious moment living a life that is not yours. The time is short, and your work is sacred. This is the call to action. The moment of awakening. Light the fire within you, the one they tried to extinguish. It is not dangerous, it is your life force, your guidance, your truth. Protect that fire. Feed it with courage, self-love, and choices that honor its light. Your truth is your home. You have been in exile for too long. It is time to guide yourself home. Follow the breadcrumbs of joy, listen to your intuition, pay attention to longing. These are your map. The journey back to yourself may be the hardest you ever take. It will require you to disappoint people, break rules, stand alone, but the peace you find in your own heart is worth any price. Meet yourself now. Do not wait for tomorrow or permission. You are ready now. Introduce yourself to the stranger inside you. Listen. Let them lead, because this is it. This is your life. Your one wild, precious, and fleeting life. Begin, now.